Welcome! This video is dedicated towards healing and developing our divine masculine energy. Divine masculine and divine feminine energies exist in all things and beings, ourselves included. Regardless of gender, it represents the left brain, connected to logic, strength, purpose, responsibility, and leadership. The divine masculine is very action-based, focused on doing rather than being. It is one of the basic energies that are at the core of the principles the universe needs to function, along the divine feminine. It embodies air energy, which personifies logic, independence, analytical skills, and self-confidence. Also charisma, speaking up for yourself, and sometimes standing up for what is right. As well as embodying fire energy, which thrives on action. It knows what it wants and springs into action to get it ahead of the competition, carrying a strong sense of purpose and determination. It relishes in expanding and doing what it wants, like having adventures, making change, taking risks, and enjoying the gift of life. The easiest way to comprehend these energies is to consider that the divine masculine is the conscious mind, our current incarnation, our story, and our outer reality, while the divine feminine is everything else, the subconscious mind, our past lives, our higher self, and our inner reality. Now, there are many terms used in describing the objective and subjective mind. They are, as we told you, called the conscious or subconscious mind, the waking or sleeping mind, the surface self or the deep self, voluntary mind or involuntary mind, the male and the female, and many other terms. Remember, there is only one mind having two phases or functions. The subjective mind is always amenable to suggestion. It is controlled by suggestion. We must recognize that the subconscious mind accepts all suggestions. It does not argue with you, but it fulfills your wishes. All things that have happened to you are based on thoughts impressed on the subconscious mind through belief. One is what is known, and the other what is unknown. The best way to describe the divine masculine energy is to see it as our God-given right to exist and co-create what we wish to experience through our free will. Therefore, I find that the words that best describe this energy are protection, experience, responsibility, discernment, and power. Let's dive a bit deeper into each of them. Protection is a concept that only exists when boundaries exist. Our boundaries are what we protect, and they are what we value and care for, what we invest our attention on. Someone with healthy boundaries is a person with solid moral values, a well-defined identity and lifestyle. Boundaries are a healthy sense of self, what we are, what we like and dislike, what we accept responsibility for, and what we desire to achieve. Self-concepts that are flexible and evolve, but they do so from our free will, not because others insisted on wanting to change them for their own personal benefits. We have a God-given right to exist and co-create the reality we wish to experience. Therefore, we have the right to execute self-defense when others choose to impose themselves or even attack, overtly or covertly, be it physically, mentally, or emotionally. This is why protection is a divine masculine concept. From the divine feminine perspective, we are all one, and therefore it does not fight back, similar to a fruit on a tree, happily just being. The divine masculine is the energy of life and mortality, the divine feminine the energy of spirit and eternity. We may be immortal beings living a temporary human experience, but this experience is important. Our soul decided that this was the best path for our expansion. We all have a calling, a purpose, or a desire. Achieving it is what our soul wishes for us. Therefore, we have a right to protect our well-being and to value each moment of this life. Give no one in all the world the power to deflect you from your goal, your aim in life, which is to express your hidden talents to the world, to serve humanity, and to reveal more and more of God's wisdom, truth, and beauty to all people in the world. Remain true to your ideal. Know definitely and absolutely that whatever contributes to your peace, happiness, and fulfillment must of necessity bless all men who walk the earth. The harmony of the part is a harmony of the whole, for the whole is in the part, and the part is in the whole. All you owe the other, as Paul says, is love, and love is the fulfillment of the law of health, happiness, and peace of mind. Protection becomes easier when both energies are balanced within us. When we exist most of our daily time at a higher vibration, since the pure divine feminine energy does naturally attract outer divine masculine energies to its defense. Also, our inner world, our subconscious, our divine feminine energy generates the outer world we navigate. Therefore, the safer is our inner world, the safer will be our outer world experience. Chance or accident is not responsible for the things that happen to you, nor is predestined fate the author of your fortune or misfortune. Your subconscious impressions determine the conditions of your world. The subconscious is not selective. It is impersonal and no respecter of persons. The subconscious is not concerned with the truth or falsity of your feeling. It always accepts as true that which you feel to be true. Feeling is the assent of the subconscious to the truth of that which is declared to be true. Because of this quality of the subconscious, there is nothing impossible to man. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and feel as true, the subconscious can and must objectify. Your feelings create a pattern from which your world is fashioned, and the change of feeling is a change of pattern. All that is familiar and comfortable is the realm of the divine feminine. The divine masculine, on the other hand, is all about expansion, going beyond the fear and learning zones into the growth zone. This is why the divine masculine is associated with experience, which is all about the journey to have the courage to start a new activity and master it, through discipline and repetition, until it becomes a new part of the comfort zone. At this point, it's normal at a subconscious level and can be done in what we call autopilot, or being in a zone. As an example, let's imagine someone that decided to learn to play the violin. At first it's hard and embarrassing, so the person might accidentally manifest complaining neighbors, which are mirrors to the person's own insecurities. As they push through it, it will become easier and easier and easier until it becomes effortless, no matter how many years it takes. At this point, musicians, new songs, bare violins will manifest into the person's reality without any resistance, since being a violin player is now something perfectly normal for the person. If they keep it up, on their next incarnation they might be born being a virtuoso, someone that just has a natural affinity to music. So, let's never feel bad if something feels natural to others but not to us. At some point they had to start from scratch, like everyone else. Working on unblocking resistance at the subconscious level will accelerate the process. We are one with the infinite source of the universe, so we have access to everything in existence. It's all about being able to truly believe in it. The captain is the master of the ship. His orders are followed out. Likewise, your conscious mind is a captain, the master of your ship. Your body and all of your affairs represent the ship. Your subconscious mind takes the orders you give it based upon your belief and suggestions accepted as true. Another simple illustration is this. When you repeatedly say to people, "I do not like mushrooms," then the time comes for you to be served mushrooms. You get indigestion because your subconscious mind says to you, "The boss does not like mushrooms." This is an example, probably amusing to you. Nevertheless, this is an example of the relationship between the conscious and the subconscious mind. The universe is forever expanding, so enjoy the journey to what you wish to expand into. By the time we achieve it, a new journey will start, and this will go on forever into eternity, which is why everyone insists on saying, Enjoy the journey, not just the crossing of the finish line. It's human nature to desire to master something new as soon as we are comfortable with the old something. What changes is that people with higher levels of awareness are more realistic about what it means to truly be skilled at something, while people with more limited levels of awareness, like narcissists, are usually satisfied with shallow results. We all know a friend that believes having a title is all that it takes to be a true professional, while true professionals know there's always more to learn about their vocation. It never ends. The difference between both perspectives is responsibility, another key word for the divine masculine energy. Using chiropractic medicine as an example, true professionals will have a healthy concept of what their responsibilities are and are not, since the clients do need to cooperate and assume their own responsibility. A narcissistic chiropractor, which by the way is a very scary concept, is someone that will run away from personal responsibility as much as possible, blaming everything on the clients or outer variables. They may be very convincing at pretending to be responsible beings, but it goes as far as words and illusions. Their actions will show the opposite. Think about it this way. They have invested the same time and effort, if not more, into being skilled at pretending to be something that we put into actually being skilled at that something. It's actually fascinating. This is very different from working on our subconscious mind and aiming to bring our desires into being by imagining and feeling our wishes fulfilled. The main difference being that they disregard the safety and well-being of others with reckless actions. Fake it till you make it, but never hurt anyone, please. Since the divine masculine energy rules both the outer reality and expansion, it's also associated with being responsible for those around us, being leaders, providers, protectors, or mentors. Taken too far, it can lead to becoming too controlling or assuming far too many responsibilities, which might lessen the growth of those under our umbrella. It's all about having the discernment of how to invest our energy wisely, and most responsibilities are truly ours. True divine masculine energy knows that discipline, handling failure, patience, discomfort, boundaries, and obstacles are a crucial part towards growth and success. Therefore, now when we treat others as we would like to be treated, we discern that them getting their karma is something that is happening for their own good. Karma is a form of love. It's an intense mirror of our behavior, the law of cause and effect in action. As for discernment, it's the ability to see reality objectively, to see it as it is, with no judgment, just observation and curiosity. It does require a lot of training, and the more we train, the more we'll be able to perceive, also faster. In a lot of ways, it's detective work, no different from what Sherlock Holmes uses to solve crimes and read people. From my own point of view, it's an essential tool for forgiveness and trust. It's the difference between forgiving someone by doing mental gymnastics to empathize with their actions, or forgiving said person having the full picture of what has been done and why. Trustworthy people know trust is slowly gained on a regular basis, not granted, much less love-bombed. It's the ones that can't comprehend us that I recommend looking out for. Between the blue and red, I'll always take the latter pill. The downfall of discernment is that after we truly see something, it can't be unseen. So, as we train discernment, it's wise to expect seeing every ugly truth we were avoiding seeing. And with that knowledge, we have to either accept, which is like being in the middle of a burning room and saying, "This is fine," or taking action and doing something about it. Discernment is essential, if not the basis, for protection, experience, responsibility, and power. which is why the left hemisphere of the brain is associated with logic, facts, and analysis. And, last but not least, power is the blue flame of the triple flame, the one most connected with the Divine Masculine, with the gold flame being a perfect unity of both energies. This word has been very twisted by culture. Down to its roots, empowerment comes from deeply knowing the power of the I Am. The blue flame is the will and power of God within each of us, the essence of free will.
I am the strength, the courage, the power to move forward steadily through all experiences, whatever they may be, and remain joyous and uplifted, filled with peace and harmony at all times, by the glorious presence which I am.
Someone that desires power needs to choose and level up either the positive polarity, service to others, or the negative polarity, service to self. Anyone in the middle will have trouble feeling empowered. As a teacher of the positive polarity, the negative path is not one I'd ever recommend.
The admonition has been before humanity through many centuries. He cannot serve two masters. Why is this so? First, because there is only one intelligence, one presence, one power that can act, and that is the presence of God acting in you. When you turn to the outer manifestation and give all kinds of expressions and appearances power, you are attempting to serve a false, usurping master, because the outer expression can only find an appearance through the use of God's mighty energy.
For the positive path, power comes from being deeply connected to the co-creation energy that God, the infinite source, grants each of us, and generate a reality that truly benefits us, as well as everything and everyone around us. As time goes by, we will gradually realize there is no difference, as within as without. It's basically using the power of I Am for the greater good, and we learn as we go. One day we might discover something was not aligned with the greater good, and that's fine. It's all part of our growth and journey. This is a process that becomes easier when both our divine energies are balanced. Therefore, I welcome everyone to also pay attention to the complementary Divine Feminine video. See you soon!